time to round out those running backs and go through tiers 8 through 11. I'm Dustin, this is Nameco. You're going to see that we like those young running backs with upside. You're going to see that reflected in our rankings here. So let's hit them with tier 8.
Tier 8 starts off with Best with the Lions, and I know what you're thinking. If you owned him last year, he had that turf toe, and he had a huge game at the beginning, and then kind of trailed off. But he ended the year with 1,000 total yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, true, he might not be the starter, but neither is Jamal Charles, and this guy has that type of upside. Next, we have Marshawn Lynch. When he got traded to Seattle, he was the man out there. We fully expect him to get the majority of touches again. In number 30, we have Mark Ingram. He's out there with the Saints. He's a big back. He'll be getting the goal line carries at a minimum, but we think he's going to get about 200 touches, which makes him valuable on that high-powered, potent Saints offense. In number 31, we have LaShore. Now, this is the rookie that got drafted to the Lions pretty early. He could be the guy in between the 20s. We do like his upside. In number 32, we have Joseph Adai. Fun fact, he's only 28 years old. He seems like he's a lot older than that. The Colts are going to be vying for another Super Bowl. We fully expect him to get the touches again. Next, at 33, we have Roy Halou. All that you got to know is Mike Shanahan moved up in the draft to take Halou. He loves finding guys in his system. This is obviously a guy that he likes. Look out for him with the Redskins. We think he's going to be the starter. And at number 34, we have Ryan Williams. The Virginia Tech grad is out there with the Cardinals. True, Beanie Wells is still out there, but what has he done in the NFL? And Ryan Williams looks like he's going to end up probably being the starter. Could be a solid pick late for you.
Tier 9 is going to start out with an interesting young guy in CJ Spiller. A lot of hype coming into last year, but Fred Jackson just outplayed him, played really well. But Jackson's 30 years old, which is ancient for running back years. Look for Spiller to get more involved this year, especially if Jackson goes down. Next, got Shane Vereen, a great young running back for the Patriots. They passed up on LaShore and Thomas to get this guy. Obviously, they see something in him. We think he could emerge as getting the most carries out of that crowded backfield. Next, we got DeMarco Murray, one of Brent's favorite sleepers out there with Dallas. Felix Jones looks to have the job locked down, but if Murray definitely has a chance to take that job over because Felix hasn't been dominant in his time as the starting running back. Next, we got Ryan Terrain. Pretty good last year as the Redskins starting running back, but Halou is going to come in and really compete for that job, and in our opinion, Halou has the bigger upside out of the two. Moving down, Pierre Thomas, very crowded Saints backfield, even more crowded now that they got Ingram. We just think Thomas is just going to have a hard time getting enough carries to be fantasy relevant. That's why we got him this low. And then we got LT for the Jets. Started off the year great last year, obviously. Kind of trailed off. He's 1 year older. All the reports are saying Sean Green's going to get the ball. We just don't see LT having a great year this year.
Tier 10 is our running backs that are praying the guy ahead of them breaks his leg or something terrible happens to him. Oh, that's just awful. But we're going to start off with Ronnie Brown. Was the starter. They drafted Daniel Thomas. Daniel Thomas looks like he's going to be the starter out there, so if he goes down, obviously Ronnie's the guy to get. Next, at number 42, we have James Starks. Newsflash, he was not good at all a season ago. He had one good game in the wild card against Philly. Other than that, he was garbage. If Ryan Grant is healthy, he's getting the majority of the carries. At number 43, we have Mike Tolbert, who was pretty good a season ago, but the Chargers didn't move up in the draft 2 years ago to get Matthews without giving him a full shot. We fully expect Matthews to get the majority of the carries. At number 44, we got Donald Brown. If he was going to take over for Adai, it would have happened by now. At this point, it's Adai's job to lose. He is a little bit older, so Brown is the handcuff. At number 45, we got Kendall Hunter. You're going to hear Dustin talk about this guy more than once, probably. He loves him. True, we know that Dixon is technically the backup for the 49ers right now. We don't think that's the case. Dustin pretty much talked the rest of us into it. It's got good points. Kendall Hunter should be the handcuff to Gore, not Dixon. If Gore goes down, Hunter could be pretty serviceable.
Our last two starts with Brandon Jacobs. He played pretty well last year when he got more carries when Bradshaw was having his fumbling issues. But Bradshaw's the man out there. Jacobs is just kind of change of pace goal line guy, so don't expect too much. Next, we got Thomas Jones. Jamal Charles is going to continue to get more carries, which means less carries for Jones. But Jones could still get the goal lines, but not a lot of upside here. Number 48, we got Rashad Jennings. Jacksonville doesn't really do the whole running back by committee thing, so unless MJD goes down, don't expect much out of Jennings. Next at 49, we got Beanie Wells. They got the rookie Williams out there now, and Beanie Wells really had a chance last year to kind of grab that starting job and hold on to it, but just didn't really play that well, had some injuries. We're not expecting much out of him. Moving on, we got Bernard Scott for the Bengals. We don't really think he can handle the load out there, but if Benson goes down, look for Scott to jump in, and we'll see if he can handle it. Could be a decent guy for you to get really, really late. And the last guy is Michael Bush. He's going to be a non-factor as long as McFadden stays healthy, and that's just that.
So there you have it. That's all the tiers and rankings for our running backs. Make sure you get into the forums, post your teams. We'll give them some grades. Get into log into all of the games and contests we got online, the top 100 cheat sheet, whole bunch of stuff. Football around the corner. It's going down.
Yeah.